Good morning, students. Today we are going to see lesson 9 development experiences in India. What are the development made in India? Why was structural reform implemented in Indian economy? What is the purpose of bringing the structural reform into India? The purpose is that for the structural reform implemented in India because of rampant poverty and widespread unemployment was in India. So to overcome that, the structural reform has been implemented in the Indian economy. State the reasons for implementing LPG. What is LPG? That is liberalization, privatization, and globalization. Liberalization means the freedom of the government in social, political, and economical policies. And privatization means the ownership of the management and the business has been transferred from public sector to a private sector. For example, banks by the government. And globalization means the interaction between two countries. Two countries is called as globalization in trade. Rise in fiscal deficit. Rise in fiscal deficit means difference between total revenue and total expenditure of the government will be noticed. Next one, adverse increase in adverse balance of payments. What is increase in adverse balance of payments? The value of transaction of money leaves and enters a country fall in foreign exchange. That is the value of a transaction of money leaves and enters a country, that is called as increase in adverse balance of payments. Next we will see about the fall in foreign exchange reserves means assets held in reserve by a central bank in foreign currencies. These reserves influence monetary policy, that is money policy. So next one we will see. State the meaning of privatization. As I explained before, privatization means transfer of ownership and management of enterprises from public sector to private sector. That is from public banks to private banks, like that. I told example as a bank, isn't it? Next one. What define disinvestment? Disinvestment means selling of government securities or public sector undertakings, that is PSUs, to other PSUs or private sectors or banks. This is also a type of privatization. That is selling of government securities or public sector undertakings to other PSUs or private sectors or banks. Right 3 policy initiative introduced in 1991 to 92 to correct the fiscal. Fiscal means government revenue, especially the taxes. So what are the things initiative introduced in 91 to 92? That is reduction in fertilizer subsidy, abolition of subsidy on sugar. Subsidy means the amount which is based on abolition of subsidy on sugar. Next one, disinvestment of a part of the government's equity holdings in select public sector and undertakings. State the meaning of special economic zone. To develop the country, what is happening? The government extracts to attract large foreign investment in India. The special economic zones policy was announced in April 2000. As part of the economic reforms, the system of taking over land by the government for commercial and industrial purposes were introduced in the country. So what is happening? They are improving the industrialization in India. So state the various components of central sector schemes under post-harvest measures. What can we do for the farmers? State the various components of central sector schemes under post-harvest measures. That is, mega food parks can be done and scheme for quality assurance can be given, isn't it? Next one, we will see the part C. How do you justify the merits of privatization? Privatization is most of the time associated with the improvement efficiency due to the profit incentive. That main reason is only profit motive by the privatization. You know, isn't it? Private concern is there means what is happening? Their main aim is only profit motive. Privatization reduces the government interference inside the political interference, isn't it? For example, we can take our school. It is a private school. So what is happening? No government interference is there. And what is happening? Their main aim is profit motive, like that. Privatization urges improvements in the company through competition. They have to overcome the competition. So through our results, what will happen? We urge improvements in the company through a competition. Just for example, I told our school. What are the means taken towards globalization? That is worldwide interactions. Country interaction. Globalization refers to the integration of domestic Indian economy with the rest of the world, other countries, isn't it? Import through reduction of tariff and non-tariff barriers, that is trade. Opening the doors to foreign direct investment, that is through investment coming through the foreign direct measures, and foreign portfolio investment are some of the measures towards globalization. Through these, what is happening? The amount, the currency, the money and the profit from the other foreign countries are coming into our country. Write a short note on foreign investment policy. The major feature of the economic reform was red carpet, welcome to foreign investment and foreign technology, isn't it? We are using foreign products. We like only foreign products, foreign technology, latest models, gadgets, appliances, electronic things, all these things. This measure has enhanced the industrial competition and improved business environment in the country. So improve the industrialization. Foreign investment, including FDI, as we saw in the front, isn't it? Foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment were allowed. In 1991, the government announced a specified list of high technology and high investment priority industries to come into a country, wherein automatic permission was granted for foreign direct investment up to 51% foreign equity. So they are bringing the foreign countries into a country through industrialization. The limit was raised to 74% and subsequently to it moved to 100% for many of these industries. Moreover, many new industries have been added to the list over the years. So it is in developing the industrialization. Foreign investment promotion board is has been set up to negotiate with international firms and approve foreign direct investment in select areas. Give a short note on cold storage. Cold storage means refrigerating, isn't it? Making the place, the fruits and vegetables fresh, perishable. India is the largest producer of fruits and the second largest producer of vegetables in the world. In spite of that, per capita availability of fruits and vegetables is quite low because of post-harvest losses. Post-harvest losses means the losses because of the no proper maintenance, which account for about 25% to 30% of production. We will see the reasons for the post-harvest purposes of the without any cold storage. Besides quality of sizable quantity of produce, also Detroit spoils by the time it reaches the consumer. The fruits and vegetables, if it not reaching the consumers at the right time, what is happening? It is Detroit means it is spoiled. Most of the problems relating to the marketing of fruits and vegetables can be traced to their perishability. The fruits and vegetables, however, it is perishable, it can be sold at that rate, isn't it? Perishability is responsible for high marketing cost. That is, the rate can be more. When the fruits and vegetables are very fresh, means what is happening? High marketing costs and it is market gluts. Market gluts, excess of supply relation to demand. That is, excess of supply will be there. Market gluts means excess of supply. And next one, price fluctuation, the changes in price. That is, it will increase to a higher level when it is very perishable and other similar problems. In order to overcome this constraint, these problems, the Government of India and the Ministry of Agriculture promulgated means issued, brought into existence an order known as Cold Storage Order in 1964. Mention the functions of APMC. APMC means Agricultural Produce Market Committee. Agricultural Produce Market Committee. So for the farmers, they are forming this APMC. First they form the government formed the cold storage for the government farmers, isn't it? Now they are forming this APMC, that is Agricultural Produce Market Committee. The purpose of this committee is that to promote public-private partnership in the ambit of agricultural markets, to developing the agricultural markets, to provide market-led extension services to farmers, to bring transparency in pricing system, isn't it? That is, now you know the present situation in Delhi about the farmers. To bring transparency in pricing, that is, the farmers has to fix the price. They does not want to give it to the corporate companies to fix the price. And transaction taking place in market in a transparent manner. So the pricing system must be transparent. It must be taken by the farmer only. What will happen if they are taking the pricing system? To ensure payments to the farmers for the sale of agricultural produce on the same day. So they will sell the product and they will get the profit, the money back, profit in their same day in their hands, own hands. They no need to get it from the corporate companies. To promote agricultural activities. These are the reasons for the APMC, Agricultural Produce Market. That is to promote agriculture activities, display data on arrivals and rates of agricultural produce from time to time into the market. So they will tell this product has come into existence, this fruit has come, this vegetable has come, this is sold by this particular person, they will tell to the people. Next, from the agriculture, they are moving on to the list of the features of new trade policy. That is moving on to the trade policy. Now we are seeing about the Indian economy, the Indian economy, isn't it? So free import and exports, that is prior to in 1991, India imports were regulated. It was regular in importing. From 1992, imports were regulated by limited negatives list. Why? They shot down the limitations in importing. Rationalization of tariff structure and removal of quantitative restriction. These are the things, policies are made in new trade policy. The Chellaya committee report and suggested drastic reduction in import duties. So they are reducing the import duties. It has suggested a peak rate of 50%. Lastly, we will see about what is GST, right? Its advantages. Goods and services taxes is defined as a tax levied when a consumer buys a good or service. It is imposed to be a comprehensive indirect tax levied on manufacture, sale and consumption of goods as well as services. Whatever product you buy, isn't it? That tax will be levied indirectly. That is called as GST. So, so we will see the advantages of GST. Removing cascading tax effect. What is the removing cascading tax effect? Tax levied on a product at every step of the sale. So every step of the sale, the tax level, tax amount has been changed. Next one, single point tax means only one tax between production and sale of goods. It will be fixed on the production itself. Higher threshold for registration. That is, businesses turnover exceeds 40 lakhs. Businesses exceeding 40 lakhs is required to register as a tax person. Next one. So they will register them as a tax person. So that is a type of tax, isn't it? Composition scheme for small businesses. That is a scheme for small business are given in the taxation. Online simpler procedure under GST is also given through the GST, isn't it? Next one, defined treatment for e-commerce. For in online means we will use only e-commerce, isn't it? Through internet and email. E-commerce. Increase efficiency in logistics means the process of how effectively a business conducts operations includes transportation, warehouse and distribution. This is called as efficiency in logistics. The process of how effectively a business conducts operations includes transportation, warehouse and distribution. Last point, regulating the unorganized sector. Regulating the unorganized sector means, however, there are provisions for online complaints and payments and for availing input credit. Only when the supplier has accepted the amount, it will be finalized. These are the advantages of GST. So with this, we stop in this session and we will continue in the next class. Thank you, students. God bless you all. Study well.